fully priced.
Oh, it'll be fine.
See?
What?
Yeah.
You know I'm almost 60, right?
How old are you?
49.
Should I have sent this to some younger dudes?
Tastefulfootstuff.com.
Tasteful. With the sock on.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
There's more.
He sent this just for you.
Shut up.
I will
this
not
is-
shut up. Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on a Clover FPV Systems video. If you're here because you're interested in the project, please make sure you're subscribed and hit a like on this video. Make sure to leave a comment below. I filmed a bunch of vlog stuff that I was going to put here, but I cut it. You're welcome. Instead, stick around to the end of the video for some tips that I would have given Ken and JB about driving the 4x4 truck if I were there. Alright you guys, so I just finished the website. It's live, and since that's live, I told Ken that he could post the video. So right here, right now, I am going to watch and react to Ken Heron showing Joshua Bardwell the Clover FPV Systems initial line. Let's start it out. I'm super, super excited.
It's Joshua Bardwell,
It is. Wow, I love that guy.
the know-it-all.
Well, I don't know something.
I love that guy too.
I don't know what you're about to surprise me with today.
Yes, I've brought a component to show you that was created by Bad Luck FPV. His name's Steve. He's very proud of it.
Okay.
And he wants to know what you think of it.
Specifically.
Yeah, so we're just gonna throw it on your bench. If that's all right.
Specifically.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, this is
Uh-huh.
a
He just plopped it
self-contained
right into his
03
hand.
backpack, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Nice.
yep. Let me give you the other part.
Very nice.
Here's the other part. Of course, this is the custom-made frame.
Oh,
It's
oh,
called-
there's more.
Yes, well, that goes on there.
Oh, I see. I see what we got going on here. It goes on here.
Yeah, you connect those.
Right.
And then
Nice, he
two-
figured it out right away.
So it's called the Clover cage. You
Clover
can see
cage,
his
okay.
logo right here. And,
And is this for the TXRX, and this is the power?
Yep.
I see. I
yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like for the XT30 connector, these wires are maybe either bigger wires or a smaller connector.
Yeah, it's
You use what you got. I
but
know.
but you have to tuck.
That's funny. He said you use what you got. It is what I had on hand. I've tested a bunch of other connectors and they're really, really bulky. I know that that's the complaint about the XT30, but they all kind of weren't right. And the reason I went with an XT30 and a JST is because I never wanted to plug power into UART. And yeah, I ended up just using what I had on hand.
Tuck it in there.
Yeah. So we plug her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it fits right in there.
Tuck her in.
And then
Tuck
if you
her
wanted
in?
to pop that off and use it on another quad.
Oh, like a little 3-inch or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah. And
Okay.
move those,
there's
move
more.
those things out of the way.
There's more.
Okay.
He sent this just for you.
Shut up. Okay.
This is
no, sold, instantly sold.
I will
this
not
is,
shut up.
I have this thing.
Oh, he said
Which
instantly
is my
sold.
little
That's so
rendition
sick.
Of something similar,
Oh, okay.
right?
But it's broken.
And
But
that
as
just
you can see, it broke.
right.
You can see it
Yeah.
didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
This thing's going to be way more durable.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I love this. I want one of these on my cars right now.
This is set to ELRS. He knows that you have the controller that you can bind this to.
Yeah.
So the other
Does-
two are crossfire, but this is specifically for you to have fun with.
Does he have the,
Real quick, before we get more into it, that's the MJX HyperGo H16BM, and all the files to print your Clover Cage compatible mounts will be available in the description below.
the 03 armor? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Put it on the bottom plate of my quad
Yeah.
at an RC plane event and
Gotcha.
let RC guys fly FPV for the first time.
Nice. I want to put one of these on my car because this is way better than this, which conceptually similar, but structurally
Way better.
inferior. Now, does this work? This works. He's got frames too.
Yes.
We got frames.
Yes, you can see
These are
his-
all his frames.
These are his frames.
What size frames does he have?
That's a good question. Let
Oh.
me get him on the phone. Bad Luck FPV, Joshua Bardwell. Joshua,
Hey.
Bad Luck FPV,
me.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, really good to meet you.
Good to meet you, man. That's a pretty cool thing you got here.
Oh, I'm glad that you like it.
Yeah.
What have you guys gotten into with it?
We've played with it here on the bench. We got the car bound up, and we're gonna take it outside and give it a try.
The Clover Cage.
The Clover cage. What motivated you to build it?
You guys, I was
so tired. It was like 7 in the morning and I was jet lagged, and oh, please forgive me. I might have to correct myself for some of the stuff that I say here. To answer the question that he was asking, there is a 3-inch Cinewhoop, a 3.5-inch basher, a 5-inch Truex basher, a 5-inch Dead Cat basher, and a 7-inch Squish X mid-range.
03 air unit, I gotta be honest, the 03 air unit,
Being the price that it is and being the quality that it is, I thought that ever since I got one, I thought, you know, like, I really wish that I could move this from build to build, and I started designing it actually almost a year and a half ago. And then the first cuts didn't happen until like 6 months ago.
It's slick, and a lot of people would have just 3D printed it. But you got some carbon in there, and that's really going to improve the durability for sure.
Yeah, we had to make it quick swapping, hard mounting, heavy duty, and highly modular.
Yeah, well, I think you succeeded.
Thank you.
What's the price on this going to be?
So it depends on the frame, but prices are going to be competitive with the market.
the frame is gonna be in the $70 range.
Yeah, I think that seems about right.
But the Clover cage is going to come with an initial cost. But then, of course, you can use that Clover cage for all of the devices that are...
Ready and compatible.
Yeah, right. The only thought I have is I'm actually more excited about the car, putting it on a car than a quad. I was joking with Ken that, you know, as a privileged YouTuber, I have a lot of 03s and a lot of quads. So I probably wouldn't use this in real life, although obviously a lot of people will. But I have like several cars, and I don't have a million cars.
I would challenge you that maybe once you start using it on your cars, you're going to realize that you want to be able to swap it to your quads and carry less stuff around with you.
And so I want to move my VTX between cars, and I want a caddy, or what are you calling it? The cage? What are you calling it?
The Clover cage.
The Clover cage. So I built this, and I just janked it together, and as you can see, it broke the first time I rolled the car.
Exactly.
This is so much better on a car, and the ability to move it between a car, between a quad, etc.
Obviously, someone with a million frames, they'll get it if they think that it looks cool enough, if they
I think that it can serve them enough.
Yeah.
But once I put it on a car,
I didn't fly a drone for like 2 months. When I put it on my little H16 BM,
I was at the race course in the backyard next to my house.
daily driving that thing around, and I was really surprised to find out that it gave me the same rush.
And the first time I was driving a car FPV and I lost video, and I realized I didn't have to freak out because my drone wasn't crashing. I was like, oh, this is good. So in my opinion, if you could integrate this with like zero downside, then you just have one, and like somewhere there's a slot for it, and either you have it or you don't. But if there's like, you have to make it substantially bigger, like maybe then you have a car version and you have a drone version, but obviously the mounting has to be compatible. So if you decide to put the car version on the drone, you could do it. Although, you know, I don't know. If I were you, I would probably want the mounting to be compatible so people could go back and forth.
Yeah, check it out. The thing comes
With an entire ecosystem of customizable 3D prints.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that's missing, anything that you feel like adding, all of those will be available to community members if they want to customize them. I'm gonna do my best to keep up with like all of the demands, and as soon as I finish the thing and swapped it to a bunch of quads,
and then swapped it to a car.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is V1.
Right.
And V2 is gonna have to come a little bit more prepared to house those extra electronics.
So I kind of just wish that I wouldn't have said that, because the external mounting plate is already ready to be adapted to things like the 03 armor, and it's not necessary for those proprietary electronics to be in the Clover cage itself, because when you take the Clover cage off of the universal mounting plate off of a car and put it onto a quad, there's no reason for you to bring all of that extra electronics with you. So the O3 armor and your fan, or if it's your back or whatever, those stay with the universal mounting plate that you've made for yourself and can swap from device to device that way.
You would need to disconnect from the armor and plug into the flight controller, and so that would get tricky. So I don't know if there's a way to go back and forth between a car and a quadcopter without some annoying reshuffling of the wiring. But I'm really excited about this, putting this on a car. That excites me more than the drone in a way.
I'm so glad to hear that you... Real quick, yeah, wiring is a really big issue. It's making the cage itself was kind of the easy part. Figuring out how people can wire it to all of their different devices, that's been the tough part, and that's what we're working really hard on solving. That you like the design and that it's something that you want to use, and I'm really excited to
See you bash it on that car.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go
We're
to
gonna
the
do it.
bashing.
We're gonna do it. Very nice.
Yes,
we got
the hole.
the
for
screw hole is accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so obvious, but also so often overlooked.
That's true. Yes.
Plug in here, the power.
Oh my God.
This thing is fast as hell, and also very bumpy.
Yeah.
And also, if I hit the gas too hard, it makes a wheelie.
It's overpowered.
Which, line of sight, if you make a wheelie, it's no big deal. It's so bumpy. Oh God, oh God.
Crash?
Well, if you hit the gas, it just does a wheelie, and then line of sight, that's
yeah.
okay, but FPV, you can't see
I
where
got
you're
you.
going.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yes.
Wanna go again?
How's the car? Sure. I gotta be
And
real
your
gentle on the
face.
throttle.
Yeah, you do really have to
crashed into your
make
car again.
considerations.
You crashed into my car.
Here, I'll pause real quick. When you're driving at FPV, you do really have to make considerations about what, like hard throttle pulls and turning are going to do to your video feed. So you have to be really considerate of yourself before you do stuff like that, because you do need to maintain visibility.
You go out in the road?
I mean, I probably.
Oh my God.
That's like half throttle. Oh no! So, but that's not the selling point. The selling point is,
Yeah.
oh, this thing's bumpy and so powerful that it's hard to drive FPV. No problem. I'm gonna move it to my other vehicle. In the interest of good YouTube content, we're gonna start a timer. Clock's running.
I got you, man.
Okay, do this like an F1 pit stop.
Oh, they're moving
Give me the
it.
drone.
Oh yeah.
I need the drone.
Oh, they're gonna move it to the drone.
Okay, but unplug the O3.
Real quick comment before we get into what it's like to swap the system. It is really bumpy on the smaller platforms. It really depends on where you're driving and how used to the bumpiness you can get. But that's part of the reason why the air unit is mounted more towards the center of the car than, say, more towards the front or more towards the back, because it would be even more bumpy that way. You really do have to get used to the bumpiness, but if you increase the size of that vehicle, the suspension starts putting in work and the video gets a lot more stable. In general though, you just have to embrace that it feels like you're in a for real off-road vehicle. Just
I need like.
Yeah. We need that. I'll put those sound effects in.
We're gonna do it by hand. It's off.
All right.
1 minute and 2 seconds to have it off the one vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. We'll just plug here.
Oh my God, it's gonna like
Hands are
rip
kinda
the cables by going fast. You don't have to go so fast.
Okay, plugged. A little concerned about my accessibility here to these screws and these wires. I'm gonna be careful and it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
But I do notice that that's a little bit of a pain point.
There is a website associated with this. I'll put it in the description.
What's the URL, Ken?
It's
You don't know, do you?
I do.
You're gonna have to do a voiceover.
No, I actually do know it. It's tastefulfootstuff.com. Don't go there. Kids. Don't do that.
Boom, it's done.
CloverFPVsystems.com.
2 minutes and 48 seconds with shenanigans.
Wow.
To
There you
swap.
go.
Yeah,
Done.
we wasted a few
Shenanigans.
seconds with shenanigans.
This is actually more interesting for me because like we're gonna see how the frame holds up, you know? Am I clear?
You're
Wait a second,
And how the
JB.
frame, you know,
Before
like how
you
the
said
weight
it was
handles
more
and so
interesting
forth.
on the car.
So
So a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. I barely had time to test fly the squad before I sent it out to him. I hope it does okay.
Setting aside Ken's pathetic rates, what are your rates? What's your max rate? Do you know the number?
4 in it.
Roasted.
And then I think there's a 1, a couple zeros maybe. I don't memorize my rates. I just do.
Dude, JB is flying my quad.
It flies okay. We don't have a GoPro on here, so one of the things I've found, I don't want to kill your battery, I'm going to land.
Yeah.
One of the things I've found is that if you're flying the 03,
Yeah.
the video quality in the DVR is more than good enough for what most people are doing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I agree.
And so you don't really need to run a GoPro, which saves you money,
And
because
in
now
this
you're not
case,
destroying a
saves weight.
GoPro.
Yeah.
And you can then tolerate a heavier frame. If this had a GoPro on it, I would probably be complaining about it being too heavy.
Yes,
Not liking how it
you
handles.
would.
But
Yes, you would, because the system's not really, it's designed to take advantage of modern VTX systems and basically to not run a GoPro. If you're running the Lucky TrueX or the Lucky Dead Cat, those are designed to be in a weight class and durability class that excludes the weight factor of a GoPro. You can run a GoPro on them, obviously, if you want to get some cinematic footage.
handles pretty nice. Ready?
Okay.
There you go, pretty nice.
Oh my God.
Go!
Oh.
Clock's running, Ken!
I know. Okay.
I feel like I just bark at you like a drill sergeant.
I can need to make some noises.
I like how the TPU retains the screws so they don't go falling all over the place.
Right.
Very
So,
intentional.
okay.
Thanks for
yeah,
calling that out,
undo the
JB.
things
Yeah,
very
unplug
gently.
and over to the
The little one.
3-inch.
You get all my gray hair in there.
I don't see anything other than gray hair.
Should I have sent this to some younger dudes?
I got some gray chest
When it
hair.
first starts happening, they call
Oh
it
my
distinguished,
God, you
and then
guys,
later
you
they're
do
just
not
like,
need
sure.
to be so fast
Sure, the
with
buffet
it. Just
hasn't opened
chill,
yet,
you're
it's only
flying
3:30.
FPV, come on.
Got it?
I couldn't possibly beat Bardwell's time.
You're gonna.
Really?
Yeah, except I'm gonna tackle you before you get the last screw in.
No, and
Tackle him, JB.
in 3, 2.
Oh shit! Hang on.
Yeah.
Time 2:33. You did in fact beat my time.
Does that mean I'm better than Joshua Bardwell at quads?
The world may never know.
You guys, it takes me a little bit longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds to switch, but I'm chilling when I do it. I don't know why these dudes decided to F1 pit stop it.
Here we go. Clover cage.
Over cage.
Does it feel heavy?
Hang on now.
Hang on now. Ooh, it's flying really good.
A little. The 3-inch is more noticeably heavy.
Some prop
because
wash.
the 3 inches are usually don't have a GoPro, so. Oh, see. Oh, get up. Yeah,
I'll go get it.
it's stuck in the. I won't arm.
He bottomed
I'll
out.
go get
Yeah,
it.
so I was saying it's a little heavier,
Yeah.
and then I topped off the ground because it's a little heavier.
Okay.
Still recording?
I hear you.
Yeah. Still recording.
There you go.
We're good?
Yep.
Landing mode on. We'll just orbit Ken a little bit. Try not to hit him.
Try not to hit him.
Yeah, it's definitely, you definitely feel the weight. Hey Ken,
Yeah.
I'm down again.
Don't you have children? Isn't that their job?
Yeah, make the kids go
I
get
get
it.
man.
Did I break anything?
No, it looks good.
That was a durability test. That was on purpose.
Yeah.
They're made for bashing.
Yeah, so the 3 inch is heavier, more noticeably heavy in how it flies.
Right.
The 5-inch I think is doesn't feel that bad compared to like a 5-inch with a GoPro.
Yeah.
You know I'm almost 60, right?
Are you? Are you almost 60?
Yeah.
Wow, you're doing pretty good for 60.
Should I have sent this to some younger dudes?
Thanks, man. How old
Yeah.
are you?
49.
Are you really?
If you're looking to be able to swap your 03 between drones or ground vehicles,
Or a multitude
very
of.
It's not just the 03, the CATX Vista and the HD0 Freestyle 2 are also compatible as of the time of making this video. And of course, as soon as the DJI 04 system comes out, we're gonna adapt it to that as well.
Other
Slick, very slick.
VTXs in the future.
because it's all 3D printed. It's all, you know, adaptable and 3D printable.
Yeah.
We got the cage, but then the actual mounting is 3D printed, so like almost anything could go in the cage.
That's true.
And you could just swap it around.
Yeah.
Very slick.
And the frames are very well made and
Yeah.
reasonably priced. Oh, it'll be fine.
See?
What?
He doesn't care.
I don't care.
Absolute confidence.
Mine, we'll mail it back to the dude.
JB!
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, dude.
And thanks to
Steve.
Steve.
Steve!
Bad luck
Thanks to
FPV.
Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
I totally appreciate any feedback that you want to give, JB. Can I call you JB?
Sure, everybody does. Everybody does. Ah, it smokes.
Did it?
No, I was messing with you.
You scared me, man.
I was just messing with you. Man, if you blind screws that you can't access. I'm looking at you, VW engineers.
You know, I had a couple blind screws in college.
Well, you know, help the disabled, right?
You made it to the end of the video. Thanks so much. Tip number 1 that I would have given Ken and JB if I were there. Camera angle. Driving something powerful that can buck onto its back wheels is much less jarring when you have your camera pointed towards the ground. The Clover cage supports a negative camera angle, so keep less sky in your frame and more wheels. You'll be able to see the ground better on sharp throttle pulls, and it looks super rad to have your tires and suspension in view. The other tip is stick with it. They were obviously just filming a quick video, but the Clover cage on a little 4x4 is best when you find good conditions, and it takes some getting used to. After driving for a while, your brain does get used to interpreting the footage through the shake. It kind of feels like playing Guitar Hero, where you really get used to the movements of the buttons coming down the screen. And it actually becomes one of the cooler parts of the experience later, is when you drive through some gnarly stuff when you're making adjustments based on just a few frames of visibility. It's really rewarding. I have some tips about the Shamrock. I'm currently collaborating with the community on ways to reduce weight on the Shamrock, but they put the wrong battery on it. It's already super heavy and they put a big fat battery on it. One cool development since the launch of the site is I've been contacted by drones, and he wants to do a weight reduction session on it, so stay tuned. That's really exciting. I'm gonna get it back into my hands and do some testing with it, because I was fine with the weight, but I'm a 5-inch guy, not a 3.5-inch guy. www.tastefulfootstuff.com.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. That is Ken Heron and Joshua Bardwell.
Reacting to the first couple of products out of the Clover FPV systems.
System.
My camera battery is about to die, but thank you so much to Ken Heron, especially for making this whole thing happen, and to Joshua Bardwell for reacting and giving the honest feedback that the system needs to grow. We're going to take all of that into consideration for the future versions and the upcoming versions, and I'm over the moon that they would even touch the thing. So you guys are awesome. You boosted me up so much, and I can't wait to get this into the hands of more people. I have plans to get it in the hands of Fly High FPV. A couple of guys on the West Coast want to do some prototype testing, and if you guys can think of anybody else that I should send the system to and get their reactions, leave them in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you get all the notifications and updates. Hit a like on this video if you thought it was cool. Don't go to tastefulfootstuff.com. Go to cloverfpvsystems.com, and remember that the cure for bad luck isn't good luck, it's perseverance. So stay up, stay flying, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, you guys.